Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and I write games for fun. It's a little after midnight right now, and I said I was going to stream this earlier, but I also didn't plan on falling asleep like an asshole and somehow turning off my alarm to fall off asleep quicker. Welcome to my life. Nakuda, please. There we go. So, hi. It's me, your boy, Notepad, and we're going to be working on Exceptional Youth Camp tonight, otherwise known as, I'm just going to stare at this document for a bit. Now, if we look here, this is the Exceptional Youth Camp document, the actual, document I'm working with, and I was going to originally work on all of this the other day, however, I finished everything pretty much. Mostly, this is the stuff I did. I changed stabilization to lucidity because I think it's worked a little bit better, and I think, all of the things here, and it was like, oh, I'm going to change this, and then I'm going to change this, and then I change this, and then I change this. It kind of just added up on top of each other of just changing small things until it was like, oh, well, I guess I'm technically done. Well, shit. So, here we are. Hello, Solid. Yeah, so this wasn't like some grand and elegant, I have secretly worked on and fixed the entire game. No, this is, I accidentally finished the entire fucking game on accident. And, whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. Let's see. Am I doing anything with POCKETQUEST? I'm going to check constantly because I am fascinated by people talking about POCKETQUEST or the lack of. Creating a brand new TTRPG from scratch. Oh, Camp Dungeon Crawl. A POCKETQUEST adventure. Summer Camp Slayers. Yeah, Gob Stomper. Ironically, looking at a lot of the POCKETQUEST entries, my theory holds relatively true. One interesting thing about it, though, is I actually joined the official Drive-Thru RPG Discord talking about it, and it's surprisingly quiet. Yeah, very not quite as what I was thinking of, to be honest. It was a lot of things you end up with. This was one that popped up quite a bit. Here's a POCKETQUEST. This is a POCKETQUEST game, and then I'm like, wait a fucking second. This is what? This is why does this sound oddly familiar? Oh, all right. This seems strangely familiar, and I've heard this one before. There's a few games that are oh, that's odd. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. There isn't any indication that this is part of POCKETQUEST except the little note down here. Looks like this was more for Zadmar Games. Hello, Zadmar Games. Please tell me more. Yeah, it looks like it was more like a side note for this. Tricube Tales. Here's the Tricube. I never heard of Tricube Tales before, but this is a thing that exists. Yeah, it's okay, so they're just doing their own thing with it, I guess. That's cool. I couldn't really find this was another one that's apparently a POCKETQUEST. I don't know why they aren't marking these in a better way, but yeah, this is apparently a POCKETQUEST game. Yeah, it's Orbital Brat Survival Camp. That one kind of lost. I was like, what the fuck are you on about, man? What was some other ones that I saw? Escape from Camp Green Lake. This is just a front cover of a game. Let's see, is there any other exciting ones that I noticed? One called Navigator. Like, the Pocket Quest grind set is very much there, however, also not really. Very, very quiet. Let's just, like, I haven't seen a lot of things that we should do, big. But yeah, so here's what we're working with here for Pocket Quest Grind Quest. Not much to actually work with. I don't really know. It does look like a Lasers and Feelings clone. It speaks like a Lasers and Feelings clone. Therefore, I can usually only assume it is a Lasers and Feelings clone. As for a lot of this, to kind of give people the heads up on it before I start actually doing Affinity shit. Lucidity is fairly simple. It's pretty much your ability to do things. I did change Lucidity Lost. Pretty much the idea is every time you fail a test, you're going to reduce your lucidity by the difference. We already kind of did this. However, if you ever suffer physical or mental trauma, you suffer severity dice, which is the number of d6s that you're going to roll to reduce. So let's say you scratch your knee, you're going to roll like a d6 severity. However, you almost get your arm taken off, you're going to roll like 10. Like, it's very easy to lose your mind when you're in extreme danger. But this also kind of goes for mental trauma. The bigger one is anytime you use your Pioneer power, if you ever fail the stability test, you're going to pretty much suffer the difficulty in lucidity loss. The more difficult a test is, the more you're going to lose. Failing the control test is double the loss, because you're pretty much losing control of your power. So if it's a target number 9, you're going to be losing 18. Which usually you're going to also be suffering severity for doing that. I kept these four. Ironically enough, this might disqualify this particular game because you can't have any harm go to children. With one being like, yeah, you're having a fucking seizure and seizure. And control is the kid gets shot. Because that kid is developing nightmare psychic powers, and sometimes that's the only way to deal with kids developing Akira powers. Recovery-wise, I kept things pretty simple as well. There is, anytime you just take a rest at night, you're going to regain 1d6 lucidity. If you're among other campers with exceptional powers, most of the time, you're going to recover 2d6. So pretty much if you're sleeping in a tent with just normal campers, you're only going to restore a little bit. But if you're like a bunkhouse with a couple other exceptional ones, you're going to regain a little bit more. However, you need to participate in camp activities, which are going to generate tranquility, which are kind of like the opposite of severity dice. Final way to recover lucidity is actually having a genuine conversation with a counselor. This makes counselors very valuable. And depending on your current lucidity, it's harder to speak with somebody, however, you're going to get more. So an actually very competent counselor can probably save you from the brink of insanity or having a fucking meltdown. So yeah, go counselors. Don't lose your mind, please. We need you. But yeah. I would say a majority of the time it's going to hit like right here. Like, it's kind of difficult to get kids back from the brink. We also have unlocking the final gate. I don't know why this just sounded right. The entire idea is that there's a thing called the final gate of psychic powers. If you reach the final gate, instead of being able to slightly alter the physical state of reality using psychic powers, you can just change it. Things are just the way they are, hence why everybody's searching for the final gate, the actual final gate between the body and the mind, in which the thought waves are directly tied to. This is where crazy Soviet super science comes in. This is the bullshit of like, let's push these kids to the absolute brink and see if we can do it. It'll be funny. And everyone's like, yeah, we should totally do that. And pretty much you want to connect to it the second you are able to. That's it. However, this is also the kind of the reason why, as researcher of the Institute, it's your responsibility to push these kids to their absolute breaking point by making sure they do not shatter. The delicate task of forcing micro terrors in the minds of the assets, but never pushing them so far to completely rip them apart. Pretty much the idea of how you form muscles, effectively. You form muscles by creating small micro tears in them, in which they reform stronger. That's the entire idea. They actually said this in My Hero Academia. They actually made an entire point about this, of doing the same thing. The more you push something, the better it's going to grow back. However, you never want to tear a muscle as well, because tearing muscle is bad. Counselors, on the other hand, kind of operate the same way as the kids. Their entire job is to make sure they're happy. And that means every day they can plan a few activities in which they get the number of pioneers times 3 tranquility dice. So if there's only 2 pioneers, they get 6 tranquility dice. And they can assign these to various activities, keep everybody happy, and everyone's happy and everything's great. However, sometimes you're going to create activities that have a test associated with them, which they can get more tranquility to make sure the kids don't have mental breakdowns, but you have to increase the difficulty of the test. Their big thing is that they get orders from the head researcher, and every day they're going to receive a new set of orders and requirements for them to follow or pursue. These can be really simple, or they can be very complex. The idea here is to kind of like give the counselors a wink wink nudge nudge. And one of the biggest issues that they're going to end up doing is like, hey, you have to make sure absolutely no pioneer gets hurt today. That's the plan. Like, you cannot let a pioneer get hurt. And that means you have to be very precise and like, okay, we're now having to plot activities around doing this. However, you might have very self-destructive kids with their objectives to be like, we want to break ourselves, or we want to do this, or we want to prevent people understanding we've been hurt. That's another big thing. They're always kind of like pushing, like, we want to kind of do something that's stupid, and they're like, please don't. On the other hand, they can have very complex acts. It's just like, hey, you need to force these kids to, participate in these particular activities, or hey, you want to make sure that they reach 80 lucidity today. You want to literally make sure they suffer traumatic events to bring them further down. At the very end, if they ever fail their orders, they have to assign blame to a counselor, which reduces their dogma by 10, in which we go to dogma. The entire idea behind dogma is, instead of like a health bar, it's kind of like your ability to continue doing your fucking job. If you were to take damage, for example, if you were to take, an injury, you would reduce your dogma, because people at the institute are like, yeah, you're a little hurt. Like, maybe you aren't really qualified to do your fucking job right now. The big thing, though, that they end up doing is violations. So if you allow a foreign entities access to the camp, -45. Contact with Project Stargate, -3d6. Fraternization with research staff, -3d6. Incorrectly reporting a fellow counselor, or injuring a pioneer not under order, killing a pioneer, questioning the head researcher, revealing institute secrets to pioneers, violation of USSR, things like that. It's pretty much the idea here is, as long as you are acting within the actual orders of the institute, you're going to do fine. The problem is if you choose to like very much break the law or do something that's going to hamper research, you're going to lose dogma. Because the problem is you only go up to the next 10's place. So if you have, let's say you get reduced to 90, let's say you get reduced to 98 dogma, you will only go up to 90. That's the problem. You'll only go up to 90. However, if you end up losing 15, if you are at 79, you will only go up to 80. That's kind of the issue. Like, you can't go any higher than that. So even a little bit of damage actually kind of stacks up. Now, the big thing there is, the only way to do it is every Sunday, you're going to have a conversation. You're going to report your findings. If you do successfully report good findings, you're going to restore 10 dogma, regardless of what it is currently. So if you're at like 67, you're going to go up to 77, which means you get to go up to 80. Very useful. However, Uh, at any point during that, you can accuse another counselor of harming the project. You make an opposed ability test against that counselor, and whoever is successful gains 15 dogma, while the loser reduces theirs by 15. But the idea kind of being like, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. No, you. No, you. This one right here is incorrectly reporting a fellow counselor. That's mostly for NPC counselors, however. Let's see. Then we have, finally, summer vacation comes to an end. There isn't really a way to like level up necessarily. One of the big ideas that at the end of every week during the Sunday meeting, you write a new pioneer for every pioneer. However, if the pioneer completed their objective given to them by the head researcher, they're going to cross it out. They're going to get a new thing to worry about, but they get to write in their POW. Yeah, which is kind of how that counselors don't increase. However, if they do well, they get free tranquility to assign to things, as well as being just more popular among the staff. And at the end of the month, everyone goes back home. That's it. You got pretty much 30. Pretty much I said about 30 days, as well as 4 Sunday meetings. That's pretty much the extent of your job. And I kind of made that a point. Like, you don't actually have that much time to do things. But here we go. We're gonna do this. As you can tell, I'm very tired right now, so bear with me if it's not perfect. Number of pages, we're gonna do 2. Now, as you can see, this just looks very familiar. I'm using this particular one. This is just a sheet of parchment paper. I usually like using it. This is a logo. This is technically the KGB logo. Fun fact is the KGB logo, except I kind of changed some of it. I replaced a lot of things with the POCKETQUEST colors. You kind of see down here it's a little bit scuffed because I had to fix it, because the actual KGB logo has a sword going through it, and you kind of see like the reason like this is here is the KGB one has a sword going through it. I replaced the sword and replaced it with the KPK, which is the Commission for Psychic. No, it's the Psychic Corps. That's how I worded them in the game. So yeah, they're the KPK. Technically, I can make you a little bit. I can't make you much larger. There we go. Pretty much the aesthetic I'm going for here is that, like, hey, this is the Institute for Higher Learnings and Advanced Theoreticals. And these are testing records. This is like the things that they were like, oh, this isn't kind of real in its own way. It's like, oh, these are a bunch of records. Because I thought that would be cool. I thought that would be fun. What we can do is, let's do this right. Let me. Hey, oh, hey, I'm also looking at Affinity. Is that it? Theoreticals. Actually, wait a second. Yeah, it gets weird because it's trying to it's trying to get rid of the. Okay, there we go. So that must be correct. Because, fun fact, theoreticals is not actually a word. Theoreticals is a fictional word. Hence why I'm like trying to. Here's what I can do. There we go. That should be fine then. Ugh. Yeah. Things get always mad when you have a word that isn't a real word. This reminds me I need to go. I'm working on my main game a break, and sometimes that's what you gotta do. What program are you using? This is Affinity Publisher. I bought it kind of on a whim, a little bit, and I like it. It's nice. It works. And honestly, that's really all you can hope for in things like this is like, does it work properly? And the answer is, yeah, I like it. It works just fine. I think to me anyway, the biggest issue with Affinity is that sometimes it can get a little overwhelming mostly when you're kind of balancing a lot of little things. That's usually my only big issue with it. But that is also me being, and I do quote this in the nicest way possible toward myself, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm just fucking stupid when it comes to a lot of design programs and stuff. I don't think people quite understand. This shit is like fucking rocket science to me. It makes no goddamn sense. We'll do body text. We don't want it italicized. If we do like this, we do body text like this, and then we do side note stuff as here, and we reduce it down to like 60. There we go. I think this should work. All of this is actually obeying the PocketQuest style guidelines, in which, can I even post the style guidelines for PocketQuest? Let's see. No, PocketQuest. Here's what. Yeah, for some reason they didn't like give you a PDF or anything. They didn't give you like a PNG or something to work with. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull like a real OG move here, and what we like to call in the hood a real hood classic. Okay, we use that. I have like 8 programs open, by the way. I have way too much shit open. But is that the right one? No, that's something completely fucking different. So this to be okay. There we go. Yeah, this is the color palette that you kind of have to work with. I'm trying to use a lot of these the way they are. I might actually change the color of the background, and I might change. I've been debating on changing the front page to. I'm gonna change this real fast because I gotta open up the. Oh, God damn it! Yeah. Where is it? 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 Not you. There you go. What I was thinking about doing is giving it this background. Doing something similar to... Nope, not. Doing something like this instead, and doing some changing up here to make it look a little bit nicer, kind of like it's a leather, kind of like a leather-bound copy. Still debating on that one. So as of right now, this is the way it looks like. But yeah, this is the actual color palette we got to work with. That's why I have this actually set up as hexes. What are you? Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. Technically, what I should do is something like this, so everything is nice and pretty. Like there we are. Yeah, this is what we're doing. This is going to be the table of contents probably. I might put one in, I might not. I really don't know yet. Because fun fact, I'm winging it. This is what I always do. This is probably going to get its own like dedicated section, but we go to put the body text here, and this is like how I actually make all my PDFs, because I'm fucking bad at making PDFs. Like, I'm not very good at this part. Oh well. Let's see. Thank you very much, comrade. Thank you for the future of your children. Thank you, theoreticals, Dr. Stanislav Vlasov. Greetings, comrade. Greetings, comrades. You didn't. Yeah, so kind of like this is the opening letter, you could say, being like, yeah, this is like clearly a little bit bullshit. However, we want to make sure that's there. I might actually like put this on its own, like a little piece of paper, kind of like, oh, this is like a letter to the parents. Because even in the main book, there's like a big ass picture here. This is like one of those janky ass parts where it's like, yeah, it kind of works. Affinity also just hard froze my entire desktop. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I try not to open too many things with Affinity because Affinity gets persnickety at points, and persnickety programs tend to not do too hot. We do that. We do that. Going to try to keep everything about like. Actually, I don't know why I'm like scared. Gotta put it in there because we have plenty of. And everything should be the thing is, everything should be the exact same to the Google Doc. But like, why don't you just copy the Google Doc there, Notepad? Why don't you just do that? Like, because like, it just wouldn't work very well, going to be honest. It wouldn't work terribly well due to the nature of how this particular game is set up. And I'm going to give you all a big secret here. The Google Doc PDF transitions are powered by what I can only really describe as faith. Is faith in puppies, because there is no like actual good way to determine whether or not it's going to fucking work properly or is it going to break. See, if I wanted to be real precise, I would do something like this. Like, each paragraph is a very... Let's see, how are you going to look? I could probably increase the font size. I want to do a full sheet, a full page. Full page first, then we... I think I'm going to have enough room. I might increase the font. I think I'm going to increase the font size because the font size in the actual document is 10. However, I was a little bit worried that it wasn't going to come out correctly. Yeah, you know what? I think I can increase the font size just a little bit, not much though. I think I'm going to increase the font size to 10. Increase font size to 10. So participation is mandatory. We immediately open up with field testing. I am currently mixed on whether or not to add the indent. I like indents, but I know some people do not like indents. Any opinions on indents or no indents? A lot of programs, if they had it, Google. The thing is, like, Google Docs operates on faith regardless. Indents are for chodes. Yes. Wow. Thanks, team. You know, people are like, what? Well, I'll be your design. Like, here, being a designer, show me. No, fuck this graphic design shit. I fucking hate graphic design. This is like the part of the, like, I do not get it. Like, I do not understand this stuff sometimes. So I think we'll go with, I think we'll not use that, so it's a little bit blockier text. we can either do this and make it a little bit, I wouldn't say natural looking, but a little bit less formal, or we do like the really blocky, no indent. Except maybe I might like indent the first paragraph. That looks weird. What was the thing that I needed to fill out? What is it? Not 5 point. It's what is... I remember there's a fucking like single line which is really stupid for some reason that they use to... Because this is an actual thing, like the actual lines between the paragraphs are a thing, and I don't remember how to change those. Paragraph, no, it's paragraph. Leading, justification, no list. Is it the leading? No, that's not the leading. That'd be ridiculous. We won't keep that about 10 point. Oh, 12 point. Okay, actually, no. We reduced this to 6 point, so it's a little bit... we were 8 point. Like my big thing is like I am notoriously very I'm gonna say this very nicely about myself, but I fucking hate... I am a very utilitarian person when it comes to graphic design, and I know some people really do not like that. But like, this looks okay. It's a little bit fine. It shouldn't be too bad. It might work. Oh, God. It's like I want to sneeze, but I don't want to at the same time. It's great. Okay, now for my absolute favorite time of the day, otherwise known as we need to... Actually, what we'll do is we're going to do that. We need to insert a table. Actually, you know what? You know what? I have a solution for this. I have a solution for this. Hello, High Fleet. Yes. By the way, the High Fleet game is done. Like, this is completely finished. This is like a completely finished document. I just need pictures, or more accurately, I need just a handful of pictures from the game that are just really difficult to fucking find. There we are. Perfect. Do this. We do this. Two times. There's I draw your OC, and then we control the spacings of the alphabet font. Yes, that is very true. Unfortunately. Then we post the advantage disadvantage section right here. What's this gonna look like preview wise? Now you understand why I have issues with justification. Can I afford doing that? Like, everyone tells me like, oh, you should totally use justification for things. Justification. But it never feels like I should. So we'll use target number. Target number, which we actually need to select all of you. We immediately need to hit Rubik. Actually, no, this would be... Oh, God. Okay, no, we do target number, difficulty... Simple, average, complex. Simple, average, complex. Difficult, hard, insane. Difficult! yeah, most likely, yeah, all of you are going to get this, have this thrown at you as well, being like, here is this, make pretty goblins. 6, 9, 12. The thing is, like, I've actually looked repeatedly of like where to find, like, how do I learn graphic design better, and most things regarding graphic design boil down to like, okay, kids, let's open up Photoshop. Good job, you opened up Photoshop and didn't kill yourself. Okay, kids, it's time to use the save key. Good job, kid. It's shit like that, and I'm like, I'm a little bit more advanced than this. Not much more advanced, however. Oh, you're gonna make me do this, aren't you? I don't think people will understand my absolute love of Russian doomer music. Like, people sometimes relax, like, I like to relax to jazz music. I like to relax to, lo-fi beats to hip-hop too. No, it's like, if I'm not listening to weird Russian music, I don't know, like, am I really human? Because I'm like, oh, these Slavs understand. I don't know what you're saying, but they get it. They get the grind quest. There we go. The correct answer is hire a graphic designer. Yes, but you say something very, very unique to my plight, and that is hire. And why I don't want to pay other people money, because I am, as they say, cheap. I am notoriously cheap, and I don't really want to pay. There's a few reasons that I like try to have, like, I've said that I kind of like don't want to pay people to do some things. It's mostly just due to I don't either something isn't right enough. I think that's a good way of putting it. Like, it's like, I want to make this better, I want to make this more smooth or whatever, and because I want to make things better or more smooth or just have it roll off the tongue easier, graphic design is one of those inborn things that can't be taught, like math or basketball. It's funny you mentioned basketball. Like, I actually, now this is very odd to me, and this is not going to help my case that I am in fact not black. However, I do very much enjoy basketball. That's a fun sport to play. I haven't played in a very long time, but I do enjoy it. There's something very relaxing about playing a game like that, which is weird coming from me, because I'm getting being a proud nerd. I'm not allowed to like sports, apparently, and yeah, I'm not allowed to like sports. But I find them very. I do find some sports relaxing. Not many, but I do find some. You know what? Do I even really have heading? Let's ask ourselves a question here. Do we actually have heading 3 at all? No, I don't think we even have heading 3s. No, it's heading 1 and heading 2s. Those are all we really have. So why don't I pull, again, as they say in the hood, a real gamer move? We do this, and then we select control. Now, if I want to be real, we do Russian to English, yes, and then we do control. There we go. Yeah, you did I hear someone say make cringy fucking Russian to English? Hell yeah, gamers. Hell yeah. So, character's natural good character and understanding of others with high control. Character not only adept at controlling their neurological thought wave manipulation techniques, but also keeps others in line. Speed, death, thrash metal. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, my musical taste kind of it shifts and moves depending on my mood. And I think people have like this weird assumption being like, oh, well, you just like a single type of music. Me, like, no, you can like a lot of different kinds of music. Some music comes a lot. You know, people always meme like, oh, well, I like all music except, rap and country. Like, never been a huge rap guy. Never really been a huge rap dude. Some of my friends are like really big into it, and there's some rap that I can like. I'm fun with. Unfortunately, we can never talk about the best album of all time, which is "Trapped in the Closet" by fucking R. Kelly, because R. Kelly got got hit today. He 30 years. Which if you have never, since we're on the subject of music, if you have never listened to R. Kelly's "Trapped in the Closet," listen to it. Listen to the entire album, which is an entire odyssey. Shit gets mental in that. Shit gets weird. And it's a fun kind of weird. It's like, what the fuck are you on about, R. Kelly? People asking Solid for advice. Oh how the world changes. Ah, it's beautiful. Let's see. We want to do something like this. Physical. See, again, I get to consult my Russians. Oh my boyars, to make sure everything actually looks correct. I did actually think about having them like translate sections of the book just entirely into Russian, but it's like, can I really afford to do that for a game like this? Nah, like, I might do it, I might not though. We want to do that. Stability. Stability. There we go. Yeah, no, it's like I'm a firm believer of like the art should never really be influenced too heavily by the author. And mind you, there's some things that I'm like, like anything Daniel Fox puts out, I have an immediate air of suspicion about. But that's many such cases. Let's do this, and I'm going to. Unfortunately, I can't just ping at Russians. Where is who's a Russian I know? Manly Salmon. Actually, wait a second. Is Varric awake? Very important question. Varric is not awake. Damn it. He was the only other Russian I know for certain. Actually, what I'm going to do is Russian. Slavs. I require assistance. Is this correct-ish for the translation? It's via Google. There we go. Slavs. Go Slavs! And that should do... See, one of the advantages of doing PDFs and stuff like this is sometimes you're allowed to get a little bit more room to maneuver. It's a lot easier to kind of shift things around. What I'm probably going to do is actually we do view, take off preview mode, put it right there. I could probably put something like right there. Reminds me, I'm going to put like a little thing like right there to kind of symbolize like, hey, and there's a thing I can put there. If I really want to be precise with this, I can do something like that. And put something like right there. Get a little bit of color in here. Neurological thought wave manipulation. Children see the world differently, literally. Which we can do something like... Children see the world differently, literally. We'll join the KPK, Committee of Psychic Core. Committee of the Psychic Core. Which is the big thing. Let's see. It is the duty of the Institute, as charged by the General Secretary and Chairman of the KGB, to understand and seek out T-waves. T-wave manipulation. Fucking Daniel. Like, when seeing Daniel in the wild, it was like, oh, Daniel, you fool, you coward, fight me in glorious combat, in final combat. You know, we clash epically on the battlefield. You know how it goes. God, epically, that's a word. Clash in final combat. My blood will be on your hands. Which, I'm actually, here's the thing. Like, I'm gonna give you all a little secret here, a little bit of a note lore here. It's very late at night, and I can do things like this. What I was thinking about doing is, for those who don't know, Gen Con is coming up. Now, those who don't know what Gen Con is a very large convention. Pretty much the largest tabletop convention in North America, if not the world. A very big thing. A lot of different partners, people, a lot of very important people showing up. Best 4 days in gaming, August 4th to 7th. Now, there's two things that I was like, wait a second. Wait a moment. It's 35 days. And let's see. Not my Gen Con online. I want to buy my badge right now. You'd have to create it. Like, how much are the badges going for? Here, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a test here. I'm going to do a little bit of a... Let's see if I actually have... No, okay. I must not have. But yeah, there's like, let's do. I thought I actually had mine. Let's do Gen Con badge price. Badge prices. How much are we looking for? For 4 days, about $125. Thursday, you know, we can get badges. You're gonna need to like, pick up your badge event at the convention center. Like, cost about 125. Like about $125 to go there. However, with that time, it's actually not that difficult to get over there for me. By like, generally speaking about things, I could probably get to India. It'd be about Indianapolis relatively quick. I can get there within a day. It's actually not too far away. Especially if I, take what I need to take. Not actually very complicated to get to Indianapolis. Hotel wise, it would set me back a couple bucks. Like, I think in total I could probably get there under about $600. And mind you, that's like food, that's like a food and all travel expenses, and that's like pretty much $600 for the entire weekend, pretty much. I'm actually very much seriously considering going. Just because it's such a big event, and I'm like, do I want to do this? Like, I got 2 months. I got about a month to think about it though. And like, if I do it, like, I'm gonna be kind of preparing for it. But it's like, do I want to do this? Imagine the smell. Yeah, no. If you want true nightmare, at the behest of my mother, mind you, at the behest of my mother, people are wanting me to go to the second largest furry convention in the United States of America and North America this weekend. They want me to go very badly. If I really want to, I can buy my tickets tomorrow and go there. However, there's been something that I saw. So this is Anthrocon. Yes, good old Anthrocon 2022. Let me see. Programming. This is the true nightmare. I actually worked at Anthrocon before. It's fucking nuts, by the way. It's bonkers. If I go right here, where was it? Tabletop. You go to tabletop on Friday. There are 4 panels, and there's like 4 things going on. This is what I would want to go to. I can get in there for probably about 20, 30 bucks. And it's like shit like this. Like, I was scared when I first saw that. Lighthearted RPG system was born of frisky fantasy, silly stories of over-the-top shenanigans. I thought this was FAP at first. And like, I am fully prepared to walk in there and be like, I've reviewed FAP, like, and bring up my picture of Chippy with me, as they accept me as their king. So it's like, wait a second, like, this is a thing that's going on. Fuzzy Tail Games present. Oh, there's like this brand new super RPG, furry RPG coming out. I'm like, color me fascinated. Now, fun fact about Fuzzy Tail Publishing. I was like, these guys have to be a company. They're from New Jersey. Limited liability company. I know exactly where their mailing address is. As well as I know the guy who is the company contact, and that's his home address right there. Yeah, Robert Anderson. He lives at 15 Cornell Avenue in Stratford, New Jersey, 08084. This is something that you can literally click a single button and find out. This isn't... I don't know why they filed this the way they did, but it's right fucking here. Everything is right here. And I'm like, oh, well, it has to be something else, right? It has to be, like, they have to have a website. They don't have a website or anything. Thought that was kind of weird. And this is the guy. There's no other Fuzzy Tails Gaming or something, but then it's like, this is the first time, like, oh, we're debuting. Fuzzy Tail will debut here. They literally just opened up. And I can literally go up to fucking Gary and being like, I know where you live. Would you rather walk a heroin street? My brother in Christ, that's called walking home. But think about it. If I can be the first one to go in. I will be the first one. Give you all exclusive access to Fuzzy Tales Games' new exclusive RPG. I will be the first. It's like, what the fuck? All right. They're like, oh, we want to present this because, like, with our new dark myths, it's like, okay, that was like the big things. They're talking about fucking Albedo. It's this person right here, Steel the Warrior. Couldn't find any information about this guy. You know, I don't know if he's like running a game or he is just talking about it. I really don't know. But I'm like, color me fascinated. Also, let's see. Steel the Warriors here, mouthed. These guys are, let's click on genre. Oh god. Yep, here you go. They're all their information. They've literally opened up everything for it. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I will say this. At Anthrocon, they do require you. This is the one note, because I worked at Anthrocon 1 year. I will say this. They do require you. Are the rumors true about furry cons? Yes. I want to go and report on it as though I'm some kind of anthropologist, but I know other people will be there doing that, and then I feel like an asshole. I worked there. I said, to me anyway, this would be my thought. I went to Anthrocon 2019, I believe, because how many people can you accurately say, I went to the second largest furry convention in North fucking America? Nobody in my immediate friend group is a furry in any capacity. This is something, I entered something so completely fucking foreign. I was fascinated by it. I needed to be fascinated by it. And generally speaking, like, they were very, hell, I met Steve Galici. Yeah, like, one of the founding fathers of furrydom. I met Steve. That's why I have, like, a weird appreciation of Albedo. It was very interesting for me, and kind of because I had that history. So he got laid at a furry con? No, I avoided them all like the plague. However, few basic things I remember very, very vividly. I remember there was the HIV testing station. That was like a big thing prominently there to get tested for HIV. There was my boss, because I worked there, I volunteered. Hell, my little furry name was Vol. The guy I worked under was named Shiro the Wolf. Shiro the Wolf was this old boomer tier guy. Nice dude, don't get me wrong, he was a nice dude. We checked in artwork, and nice dude, very relaxed, very calm. But in the art section, there was few things. There was the one girl who literally had a Disney lawyer go in and take down all their work. That was Kino right there. That was hilarious. There was let's see, there was that. There was the very nice woman who had hardcore furry pornography I had to check in. And picture, it's one of those things, like, just picture just having to sit there checking in all these things, checking the prices for everything, because mind you, all of this is going to be sold, and this wasn't cheap shit either. Like, this was a couple $100 for some of the, like, lesser pieces. Some of these things were going for about 1.2, were going for about a couple $1,000. Checking it in, and it's like just two furries fucking on the roof of a Cadillac. Just hardcore, just furry porn there. And you just have to... It was that moment I realized that I shut my brain off, and I entered a state of being unknown to human, unknown to true situations. And it was like, I understood that very moment. of an out-of-body experience as my brain left, head empty, nothing but the grind. That was one thing. I remember the leather section, but the thing that I will always remember distinctly about that con, is the smell. The smell of sweat was overpowering. It was horrific. Horrific. But I need to go back. I need to go back. I need to see it all. I need to go back. I need to understand what is there to see. Because I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by furries. Yeah, no, that's me working at a fucking furry convention. I think it was just because it wasn't as prevalent back in the day. And because nowadays it's relatively prevalent. Like, you can find furries fucking everywhere. But, you know, mostly in the IT. No, that one, there was the hotel guards. I remember that. There were people who worked for Anthrocon who had to go to the hotels and make sure no one broke anything. Like, the legacy of Rainforest is still present. And I think that is very interesting. Like, if you've never watched Frederick Knudson's video on Rainforest, you should definitely watch it. It's a very interesting read. And it's not a read, a very interesting watch to kind of see just the true fucking weird shit. What's your fursona? I don't have a fursona. However, since they do require you to put in a, like, you can't put your real name in for your badge. You have to put your furry name in. And I was debating on what my furry name would be. What would be me sneaking in there? I have a cover story already of why I would be there. Either it was going to be Vix Vagabond, which was pretty much a mech from Metal Saviors. Alternatively, it was going to be MT Foxtrot. Embrace the Cruelty Squad lifestyle and just become MT Foxtrot. I genuinely don't know if people would get it. I think some people would get it, but I don't think everyone would. Be like, oh, there's a fox in it. Haha, look everybody, it's Mr. Foxtrot. Not like, oh yeah, no, I'm MT Foxtrot. Yeah, empty fuck. What's your fursona name? Like, because I remember me and my friends had a very interesting conversation about what do you call insect furries? Like, the people who want to be an insect. That was one thing about, like, what's this fursona called? Because we got scalies, we've got, like, scalies makes sense. Carapace. Yeah, we came up with a carapace. Like, that's what your name would be. You'd be like, oh, this is my carapace, not my fursona, not my scale sona. It's my carapace. We thought that would be the most accurate version of it. Well, going back to what I was doing today, and stop talking about a furry convention. Yeah, the thing is, there's actually quite a few different little conventions going on with relatively soon because everything's open back up here. And I'm like, where do I want to go? I'm very tempted to go to I still haven't committed to the furry thing yet. I might do it on Friday just because I want to see the games, actually, because I am very, very interested in those, because furry RPGs fascinate me. And they really do. That's the thing. Like, they do actually genuinely fascinate me. Why are you broken? What is going on here? Oh, wait a second. You're centered for some reason. You shouldn't be centered. There we go. then we put... Now what we can do is we will put a bigger thing right here to kind of demonstrate the hierarchy of passing the powers around. We can put that right there. We can put this down here a little bit, and that makes... Actually, no. We're going to put you like right there, which we go back up to this, because we're going to need Yuri Smenov, and... This is a little bit weird, but we do the example of Yuri Smenov and astral projection. Exerts the Smenov and astral projection, which we need to go here. We need to select the entire thing, and we need to go to 8. Can we actually push it even further to like 6? Let's see. So view, preview mode. Rurik 10 is a pioneer and has selected astral projection as his power. He hands it to his friends, Toma and Natalia. And Toma writes in his astral projection is kind of like watching a television, able to see things that aren't technically there but still happening. Natalia writes that projection is kind of like dreaming while awake. Hands the card to Anastasia, the counselor, writing that Rurik needs to be sat down in a quiet space to successfully project. They hand the card to the head researcher, who states that Rurik needs to be able to learn about Counselor Stas's secret. The head researcher hands the note card back the note card to Rurik, and he both looks confused and sad in the state of despair for his new power. Empty Foxtrot, if you combine everything together in a couple different terms, it comes out to empty fuck. It's a Cruelty Squad reference, actually. Well, technically a Brigador reference to Cruelty Squad, but Foxtrot in the military sense. Yeah, empty fuck is the guy from Cruelty Squad, yep. In Brigador, he became a pilot. He became a pilot in Brigador, and the big thing was his call sign was MT Foxtrot, which was literally spelled as and this going around a furry convention as MT Foxtrot just to fully understand that being like, yes, I simply am not here. Very good tea. Yes, I made tea, actually. No coffee tonight. A little bit late. There we go. So, neurological thought wave powers, and that leads us to we are on page 9. Yeah, if you haven't realized yet, I really like Cruelty Squad. See, no, actually, you know what? Maybe I can shrink it down to something like this size. Use a couple icons from it. Instead, do this right here, and then do thought wave manipulation. Keep everything as tight as possible just to save on space, because space is very important in this game. We need to do that. Cruelty Squad is probably my favorite game in the past few years. Like, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it. That's one of the few games I like 100%ed. I am, though. Let's see. I bought Hellish Court during the sale. I like Hellish Court. Hellish Court is a fun podcast game. Very early, though. Very, very early. I might uninstall it, actually, just because there isn't much there. I like where it's going. and hopefully they keep working on it. They've got they've got another fencer coming in, which I'm not 100% on, because the one fencer Mary is already stupid. They have they have a Spanish like conquistador with a straight sword that I'm kind of interested in. He seems fun. A lot of saber guys that kind of play very similar, but it's a very early game. But I enjoy Hellish Court. I will say that what was that one? Oh yeah, Lobotomy Corporation. I got Lobotomy Corporation. I like Lobotomy Corporation. Let me preface this. I've only played a couple days of it, but I actually enjoy it. However, when people say, "Man, this game is hard," I think I'm getting why it is hard. It's not hard because it's like hard. It's hard because the game doesn't tell you jack shit. And it's like, I don't know if like that's on purpose, like, aha, you were never supposed to learn about this, or it's like, are you just fucking with me? Like what the fuck? Let's see. Wait a minute. Lucidity loss. Like I'm currently on like one of the tutorial days still, technically, and I'm like, I don't want to lose anybody because they introduced a, what do they call it? Abno. They introduced a spooky monster, an SCP that you gotta. Oh Jesus, it's doing the thing again. They introduced one of the new, things, be like, oh well, here it's one of the first big gimmick ones, I feel. Because, like, oh, if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to lose someone because they'll just kill them. So it's like, okay, this is pretty simple. But then it's like, oh no, sorry, Quipaloth, meltdown, breakdown of reality, Lamau. It's like, hey guys, maybe we should fix that. Maybe we should install something like a turret or something. Being like that, please? No? So how many pages is your game overall? Does it fit the page limit? It does fit the page limit. As of right now, the actual like Google Doc is 13 pages. But I'm suspecting, because I'm going to add a few pages that look like this, that are just like a big thing in it. Keeping things pretty tight, I'm suspecting it's going to come out to be about 15 pages. Which I'm okay with. Actually, like, this is going to be a very direct game. Let's just say that. Very direct game. And there's nothing wrong with a direct game in this regard. However, half of me wants to do this. Other half of me wants to... Opinions? Do we go with the affinity point? Do we just do a tab in? Do we do an unnatural point? Otherwise, don't we just type it in? Or do we keep it normal like that? I'm kind of feeling the indent, actually. Kind of feeling the indent. Let's... Graphic design monkeys. Let's ping 39 people at 1:30 in the morning. Hey gamers, help. Yeah, see, I would like to play Cruelty Squad, but since I only have one good eye, yeah, Cruelty Squad with like vision impairment, well, that would be fucking hard. Like, yeah, like, and the thing is, like, it doesn't help even later in the. It doesn't get better. It does not get better. It deliberately looks kind of terrible, and trust me, the first part of the game really, I wasn't sure about the first part of it, but once I kind of got used to things, I understand. But like, if you do have like vision impairment issues, that's its own issue. Play in the holy resolution. That's all I gotta say. Play in the holy resolution. Nightmare goggles only. Let's see. Partial ego death. Oh yeah, I also changed the idea behind stability. With you can't use your power as well as you cause partial ego death, because I wanted to put the term ego death in this game at some point, because ego death is a cool phrase. I think more games should have ego death in it. Honestly, being perfectly honest with all of you, I think ego death should be a deeper part of video of any kind of game. Just hardcore, just death of the self. You may be wondering, Notepad, that sounds pretty awful. Why would you ever want that? Because I'm like, I find it entertaining. We were playing here the rest of the night. My goodness, look at everyone. We're doing it. We're increasing lucidity ratings. Yay, lucidity ratings. Yay. Okay, we need get to the tables. Da, 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 da. Table time. Table time. You could say it's table talk. Cursed Mickey Mouse moments. Featuring your boy Notepad. Current lucidity. If I do this, is it going to get mad at me? It's going to get mad at me. So we're going to do current lucidity. Actually, we can actually do pioneer lucidity. Lucidity. Maybe if we do something like this. Target number. Yeah, that works. And then tranquility generated. So no, oh god, I made a boo-boo. Boo-boo. Tranquility. Are you gonna work? No fucking course you're not. You're gonna make me type in the entire thing like always. 99 to 80. 79 to 60. 59 to 30, 59 to 30, 59, 29, 10, 29, 10, and then we have 9 to 1, 9 to 1, which 9 to 1 is, please fix the problem now, because people are going to have a mental breakdown here soon. Let's see. If they're going to let me get away with this. They are going to let me get away with it. Haha, I've subverted you, Affinity. Aha! I'm a genius. Now let me see. We go here. We select actually 2d6, 2d6, 3d6. Okay, that's pretty simple. The only odd one is 2d6. Actually, you're fucking Ariel. God damn it. Do that. We do 2d6, 2d6, 3d6, 3d6, 4d6 plus 10. So pretty much like, again, the idea behind like the gains in lucidity here were based entirely around the idea of like, this is a kid currently undergoing effectively psychic death. And this is like counselor being like, kid, you're going to be okay. You got to breathe though. Like, you got to keep your shit together. You're going to be all right. And if you're not really that bad, you're not going to get that much out of it. But once you kind of hit those critical stages, even having someone go up to you and say, you're going to be all right, is a big deal. Especially 46 plus 4 plus 10. If you've managed to get someone at their last bit of, like, effectively ability to maintain their physical form, they're going to minimum get 14. Absolute bare minimum. Most likely you end up with, if you end up with 3.5 as the minimum, that would be about, you're going to end up with about 24. You're going to get actually about 34 points effective. Like, you're going to be able to, like, this kid is going to be okay. Let's just say it. Like, this kid is going to be all right. But if the thing is, if you've hit that point, you're going to need to make a very difficult check, which is very, very hard to pull off. Even if you are successful, you may not be able to save them. And let's see. So we've done both of the lucidity loss. And what we can probably do is, I'm feeling we put a picture or something like right there. We put a picture like right here. There we go. We put them like that. That should work relatively well. People are saying the third one, the unnatural point. We'll see if we get any more. Alright, so lucidity recovery. Bring that down here. Actually, I might not need to do that. No, that's unlocking the final gate. So we do that. We don't need you anymore. We need neurological thought wave manipulation. We do that. We don't need any of that. We hit this. Unlocking the final gate. We need to do, we select all of you, we do this, unlocking the final gates, micro tears, because micro tears is the technical wit. Ability to change reality, not simply manipulate it. In which what we can do there, again, pottery, we need to manipulate things. We do that, we do research. The systematic investigation and study into materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. Ability to change reality, not simply manipulate it. Institute, because we want to make it the most ominous name fucking possible, because that's the point. Open call to any artist. I need Russian children between 8. It's 8 and 15. Thank you very much. Very different. Undergoing ego death. Yeah, it's pretty much Russian Akira. Like that. I would like to believe that. You know, I would like to say like, it's not just Russian. It's Russian Akira. And or you can be like my friend and call it Akira. Yeah, I don't know why. My friend for the longest time was like, oh yeah, I'm a big Akira fan. I'm like, what the fuck is I didn't understand what Akira was. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Akira. Never heard of it, but alright. the big names. I'm like bouncing between. There's like 2 servers and okay, let's do Peepo happy. We got to make sure that's accurate. God help us all if we don't establish that Peepo is happy, or maybe we'll undergo ego death. Let's see. Researchers, not called counselors. Do this. Target number. We need to delete row. We need to do difficulty 9. Complex, difficulty 12. Because this is how you generate tranquility. That's the big idea. If you want to get actually like decent amounts of tranquility, you're going to need to force them to do checks. But if they fail the checks, this is the problem. Actually, we'll do. Fuck. A bonus. Actually, we'll do additional tranquility, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then how I did it, or yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very simple, very linear. Linearity is good. Remember that, kids. We do something like this, and we put it like this, and we then hit this button for this right here. Because we introduced the concept of dogma here, which is an important aspect. Now, if we really want to be precise, we do view, preview. Do we do pottery? I don't think we're doing pottery anymore. I think we're going to do pod racing instead. We're going to put that like right. Okay, now we're pod racing. Now we're pod racing, everybody. Let's see. Dogma, the inevitable truths. When Naruto uses Rasengan on Susuke. Yeah, no. The only thing I do when mispronouncing is I deliberately mispronounce British town names simply to piss my British friends off. Like, yeah, Nottingham. If you ever want to really piss off a British person, it's London. No, it's how did I accidentally pronounce it? It was like London. Yeah, London. It was like London. I've never seen my friend get so agitated before, me calling it London on accident. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, London. Actually, we're going to save this real fast so we don't forget. Counselors, ground research assets. We do that. Thame. Yeah, Thames. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have you know, I do have like a British trip planned, mostly because I just want to visit. Like honestly, and I've told my friends this, being like, I'm only going to spend a few days with you. Like I have a date with a guy from Games Workshop. Effectively, I mean, like, please, my brother in Christ, give me a job. I will write all the miniature lines. I will write them all. I will write the next Necromanus expansion. Give me this power. You know you must give it to me. Let's see. Okay, so we actually have to do dogma violation types. This is actually going to be a big one, so we're going to do this. Merge cells. We now need to do. We're gonna have to call this dogma reductions by. Do something like this. My weird amount of, there we go. That should look pretty all right. Let's see. Am I going to be lucky here? Absolutely not. I'm going to have to do allowing foreign entities access to the camp. I'm just going to post. It's going to contact with projects with US Project Stargate operatives. Fraternization with research staff. Do not fuck your coworkers. Incorrectly reporting a counselor or staff member. Injuring a pioneer, not under order or necessity. All right, not under order or necessity. So kind of like a little bit of a, like, yeah, if the pioneer is going in, I do quote gamer mode, like, you do have technically the right to fucking kill the kid. It's not encouraged. It is very much not encouraged. However, it's like, well, we kind of understand we're working with a crazy psychic children here, so maybe it's like we need to kind of understand that sometimes there's going to be a boo-boo. And sometimes boo-boos are questioning the head researcher, revealing institute procedures or testing to pioneers, not under order or necessity. I'm gonna probably have to fix that slightly, but that won't be too difficult to do. Is there a camp monster? No. The real monster is man. Otherwise, yeah. It's kind of like, it's a very, the entire idea of this is that it's a very, how do I want to word this? Played completely straight, but it's just the idea, like, there is something very wrong going on here, that they're doing crazy super science effectively on kids. And everyone's like, wow, that's fucked. You shouldn't do that. That's kind of weird. Like, isn't it kind of weird that we're, like, literally manipulating children to, like, that's a little bit funky. Let's see. We want to do, nope, that's not right. $8 millimeter. No, we need to do like 10 millimeter. Here we go. It can't be any worse than the Catholic Church. No. With these ones, like, you just have to deal with Soviet bullshit. And that's kind of like one of the things, like, I don't want to talk about it because, A, I can save a little bit of space. In addition, what I can do is kind of be like, yeah, if you want to do some, if you kind of like, depending on how much horror you want to really introduce to a game like this, like, if you want to go, like, real hardcore on it, you can negative 3d6, no 3d6. You can be like, yeah, just like little minor things can like quickly spiral out of control. Because you are currently operating on what can best be described as it just kind of works-isms. Negative 100, killing a pioneer, yeah. Killing a pioneer when you really shouldn't be killing a pioneer is a very good way to lose your fucking job. Because you killed a child. And they may be Soviets, but they're not monsters. Negative 50, negative 2d. Even technically violating USSR law isn't technically like you're gonna lose a lot, but like not like a lot, and that's fine with me. I want to emphasize the fact that like, yeah, you're part of a really secretive, really strange research research station dedicated to trying to uncover the secrets of pretty much the Kabbalah. Being like, this is fine. There we go. Dogma, the inevitable truths. And if we do view preview mode, actually we do that. Luckily, it looks like we've been, yeah, it looks like I was able to do it pretty tight in that regard. And that was kind of the stated purpose, because like none of these games are really supposed to be like really in depth. Because here's the beautiful thing though. Any game that does like relatively well, or like kind of is like, hey, this is kind of a neat idea, I can expand on later and make it a little bit more official rather than making a Pocket Quest grind quest. Counselors, on the other hand, at the end of the month, bus arrives, bring council its grueling work, but that paper won't write itself. In which we then post a picture right here, kind of understand of like what's going on. Then we post a picture right here. I can probably do like the more official letter to parents, make that a little bit prettier. I mean, like we don't actually have that many pages. There are 13 pages in this, and if I really wanted to be precise, we add one more page after as the back sheet. It's pretty much like this is a pamphlet. Like you can get a pamphlet for this, you can fold everything up, and you have the full pocket quest. It's a thing that can fit in your pocket kind of thing. Totalitarian regimes. Well, fun fact, Soviets actually did not like anything in regard to that. Supernatural stuff was not regarded positively. The entire reason the ESP wars kind of kicked off in that regard was because of, there was a single woman, what was her fucking name? Like 2 in the morning, I can talk about this. Soviet ESP. ESP. It would be a Soviet. Nina Kulagina. Yeah, right here, Kulagina. Because pretty much like what occurred was she claimed to have psychic powers, partially psychokinesis. Because she had psychokinesis, she pretty much did a movie, quote unquote movie, back in the into the 60s and stuff like that, is a silent black and white film were produced in which she appeared to move objects in front of a table in front of her without touching them, made under the controlled conditions for Soviet authorities and caused excitement. She pretty much convinced everybody that that she had psychic abilities. And obviously people like the KGB and shit were like, awesome. We want to, we want to use this because everyone needs a fucking advantage. And like the Soviets went out of their way to remove, how do I want to, they wanted to remove all notions of mysticism to it. That's where the term ESP actually comes from. Extrasensory perception. It was because the Soviets were like, this isn't psycho-fucking-kinesis, it's extrasensory perceptions. That's kind of what occurred there. As for like most other ones, people like to assign mysticality. Of course they want to assign something mystical to there. It's the same concept of divine rule. So let's see. So everything looks pretty good here. Everything has been loaded up. And everything is present. But yeah, I may use this as like the POCKETQUEST. The POCKETQUEST thing. Because like, let's do this. That's definitely not the right thing. We need to go here. We need to go here. Books that need to get uploaded. POCKETQUEST. Because technically what I could do is let's see. I could do something like, let's see, technically I want to be precise about things. If I want to be real precise, is I've got the, the arts and craft badge. I have made art for the game. Because I made this, and I'm going to have to do probably some image manipulation there. So I've got this. I've earned the patron of the arts. Let's see. Haven't got the bird as well. Haven't got that one yet. Someone streamed my POCKETQUEST game. Well, here's the beautiful thing about this. They do not specify in this particular one that you can't stream your own game. So technically, I've gotten this one. Technically, if we're going under precision here, I mean, there we go. So technically, I've got that one. Someone has streamed my game. Me. I've streamed it because I'm me. Let's see. We haven't made a first sale yet. I did not earn my first review. Haven't earned a bestseller medal yet. I collected 5 badges. I collaborated on my POCKETQUEST game. Did I collaborate? No. I shared somebody else. I shared someone else's POCKETQUEST game, and I shared someone else. I mean, technically, I've done this because I've shared with all of you different POCKETQUEST games. I haven't looked at any of them, but I've definitely shared them. And again, it's called definitions, people. We are doing what we like to call stretching the truth ever so slightly for our own benefit. So technically, I've received many badges. I am very accomplished in my field. We do that a little bit. We shift it over there. There we go. Okay, cool. Choo-choo. Let's see what other badges. Have I earned any other badges? Let's see. No, I can technically add this one. I earned, I did it. I've completed my POCKETQUEST game. I completed the game jam. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I have completed the game jam. I'm a successful person. Oh, jack of all trades. We've definitely jacked of all trades this. Because I've done it myself, because that's what happens when you are a solo developer. You do everything by yourself. Oh wait, we have 5. We have 5. That means we get scavenger hunt. Very important that we get scavenger hunt. There we go. Let's see. Can I stretch the truth for any more of these? No, I can't. There we go. Yep. Now let's do POCKETQUEST 2022 entry. POCKETQUEST 2022 entry. And the fun thing is, any of you enter any POCKETQUEST stuff, you can immediately claim all of this. If you work with anybody, don't forget to claim all your badges. Because again, we are soulless husks of human beings. We may as well, go gamer mode on it. But yeah, okay, micro tear. What does it say I have to? KPK agent. Summer vacation comes to an end. There we go. Kook choo choo. All right, you know what? I'm gonna call it there for tonight. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, but we have made good progress. We have made very good progress on everything. That reminds me, I need to. It looks like people want the third one. Nobody else has commented on it, so we're gonna go with the third one. We do that and stability. There we go. Okay. We have done it, everybody. Congratulations. We are successfully we're effectively done right now. I need to put in some like bits and pieces like right here. I know what needs to go there. It's just doing it at this point. Which isn't too difficult. It's just time consuming. Part of me wants to do this, in which we select all of you, we bring you down a little bit, we put you up here. Every character will be assigned a set of stat points to reflect their abilities in the field. The Pioneer is 10, And if we do view, preview mode, it's a little bit tight, but that shouldn't be a problem. Because remember, we have to make a lot of these fucking things, so we're working with what we have. So I'm gonna call it there for tonight. Thank you all very much for watching. My name is Notepad Addon, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Godspeed, good luck, and I will catch you all on, I believe, Friday.